to coffee break and grab yourself a mug. I'm not actually going to drink coffee today. I'm going to drink hot chocolate because I don't know. I woke up cold. I keep my house on 68 or 69 at night because I don't like the vent blowing on me in my room. And I've tried to close it, but I can still feel it blowing, or maybe it's my imagination. I'm not really sure. However, this morning I woke up and I was just cold to the bone. I took my shower, it warmed me up a little bit. I put on my cozy sweatshirt, but I was going to take you out to the barn today to meet my once wild horse, and I was going to share his his healing trajectory of his healing with you. It's been about a 5-month ordeal so far. However, when I woke up and I realized it was 29 degrees out, I changed my mind. I thought maybe we could do that on a warmer day. I live in the South, so 29 degrees is really unusual for us. And it's not even usually 29 degrees in the heart of the winter. And we might just get an occasional day or two like that for the whole winter. But and I don't know, on I think it was Sunday or Monday, it was 82 degrees, and then it dropped at about 40 degrees during the day, and now it's about 29 degrees in the morning. So we all are just not used to that weather down here in the South. But I not normally, I'm gonna confess, I'm not normally a coffee drinker anyway, but I drink it for this coffee break. But I do go to Starbucks every once in a while, and maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, and I get my favorite drink of the week or month or whatever. But so lately I've been drinking pumpkin spice everything. Like, I'll go to Starbucks and get or a coffee shop and get a pumpkin spice latte or a pumpkin spice frappuccino. And ha, do you remember when we made the lattes, the pumpkin spice lattes a couple weeks ago? I learned something from that. First of all, I didn't really like it in my coffee. It tasted watery to me, but I got this, brilliant idea, and I took all that, cooked pumpkin that we made with all the spices in it, and I used coconut milk, and I just feel like that's what made it watery, that I needed to cut down on that at very least, or not even include it. However, I scraped all that pumpkin mix into little ice cube trays, and I froze them. And I normally, instead of drinking coffee, I drink a protein shake every day, and I use ice or I use frozen fruit to make it more like a milkshake. And I thought, wow, why can't I just use these pumpkin spice ice cubes in my protein shake? So I did. I made a bunch of I think I did 4 ice cube trays of that stuff. And then after they froze, I took them out and I put them in a little freezer bag. It was brilliant. I love it. I still have some of that. So I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but I wanted to share that with you. But anyway, today I'm drinking hot chocolate just to thaw me out. I just felt like that sounded better than drinking coffee. But I hope you have your mug with you. And I'm sorry that I was really looking forward to taking you out to the barn to see my horse today, but not at 20 degrees. I would have been standing there in my winter coat, freezing, and y'all would have been laughing at me, you know? Okay, so I want to get real with you today. I want to get real about what it's like to be an author. What are the behind the scenes moments that no one talks about? And I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to get very real because I have a book coming out December the 1st. I am beyond excited about this book. It has been my passion project since about 2018. But I don't want to talk about the book. I want to talk about the behind the scenes moments, because yesterday I worked at least 15 hours because I got my my manuscript back from proofreading. I have a great, fabulous editor. I've mentioned her on here before. And I had to hurry to get that done because they couldn't finish my book cover until I knew the page count of my manuscript. And that was a challenge for me because the lesson I learned was not to plan a writing retreat during the same month that you have a book launch. That's not going very well. But I do believe in showing up and I do believe in perseverance and all my stories have um moments where the woman usually is the heroine because I write women's fiction mostly. And there's always a moments where she has to persevere to get through something. She has to have that grit and she has to overcome a lot of her own issues to be able to reach that moment. Well, I was the heroine in my own book yesterday of behind the scenes, not in my actual book, but um, I'm looking out the window at the fall leaves out there. It's just real pretty. Um, but anyway, I just had just a moment where I was working over 15 hours and that's not uncommon. I do that a lot, but I felt like I was under that pressure and I guess I turned them in at 11 o'clock last night. Whew, I did it. But today I tell you, talk about perseverance. I have a headache. And I thought, no, I have a commitment to all of you to show up and do a coffee break at 10 o'clock. So that's what I'm doing. So if I look a little bit rough, that's why I'm tired and I'm exhausted. I'll be honest. And I have endless work to still do on my retreat. We have the whole menu plans out. I need to go grocery shopping next week, and I find that fun. I go to Costco and I buy all that stuff in bulk, like the toilet paper and paper towels and roast or chicken or a big cheesecake, all this delicious food. My retreats are known for delicious food because I love food. I'll be honest. We're getting real, right? So I enjoy laying out everything on the table or on the counter with on platters and everything's organized and someone actually thought that a caterer did that. I'm like, no. My mom and I did that mostly. This time I have somebody else doing it and I am so blessed to have her. On Monday, the person I was going to have had to pull out at the and I was like 10 days before my retreat. Who am I going to find? Talk about having faith. I said a lot of prayers and, pretty much called or texted or emailed about everybody I knew. But the good news is by I think it was that night or the next morning, I had found somebody to replace her. So I am so grateful for those blessings and I have so much gratitude and towards this person and I'm so glad that she was able to help me last minute like that. I do believe in the power of positive thinking, the power of prayer, and the power of having faith and holding on to it because in my mind, instead of panicking, I kept saying, it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. And I just kept imagining myself being at the retreat and on the beach and just having everything just work out smoothly. And then it did. It just manifested. It just resolved itself. But on top of doing these edits, on top of approving last minute changes on my book cover and having a deadline. Oh, I gotta tell you, like if you don't already know and you haven't read some of my posts, I have my first launch party ever, and plenty of book signings, but this is a launch party where we're going to celebrate the birthday of this month, the birth of this book that I've been working on and researching since 2018. And it will be at the Hillsborough Library. Like, we're not talking a little library in a small town here. Okay, it's a small town, but it's a big library, like 2 stories. And I write there all the time. They have my books there. I did not ask them to carry my books. And when one of my writing companions brought it over to me, I was just amazed. Like, oh my gosh, how did they get a hold of my books? I have no idea. They had one or two, and then now all of a sudden they have all four of them. So I approached the librarian. I said, I'm Lori Hayes. I'm an author, and you carry my books. Her face lit up, and she said, yeah. And it's just surprised me because I felt like she recognized me. And I do hang things on the bulletin boards about my writing retreats and things like that. And they have my face on them. So maybe she just recognized me. I don't know, but it was definitely a blessing. And so I'm having it on December the 3rd from 2 to 4. If anybody lives in North Carolina and they're anywhere near Hillsborough, please stop by for my launch party. It'd be awesome if somebody showed up because there's always that worry in the back of my mind. Are people going to come? I mean, I think that's a common author concern. Maybe not if you're on a huge level like Kristen Hanna, or who's completely awesome, or somebody like that. They know people are going to show up. They've earned that. But, when you're I've been doing this since 2009, and I have done a lot of book signings, but it's not like it's in an existing store where people are going to be wandering through the doors and you just attract their attention. People have to actually come and drive to come see me and to celebrate with me, because it's in a room on the bottom floor of the library and nobody's going to be passing by. So, gosh, please come by and say hi to me, because I actually would love to meet you. I know I'm being kind of silly today, but so I'll be honest. Here's another real moment. Before I did this video, I had to dance across my kitchen and kind of do one of these little numbers, and I'm kind of being cut off, but I had to get my energy up because I was just kind of dragging with a headache. But actually, talking to all of you is helping because I barely notice my headache right now and I feel more energetic. So, you all bring me energy. Thank you. And, I hope you're enjoying your coffee. Let me take a sip of my cocoa, hot chocolate. I have this Keurig and I love it. Oh, actually, I didn't make the hot chocolate. Hello. Da, 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 da. I decided on the chai latte. So I did actually go that route because it doesn't taste like hot chocolate, and it's not. That was my original intention, though. Anyway, it's one of those kind of moments. But oh, yesterday I was doing all these edits and slightly frantic. I also have a coach, a writing coach. I believe that even coaches need coaches. I believe that everybody needs a coach. And I took about an hour and a half out of my schedule to have a glorious coaching call where I got to share all the good news of everything that's going on with me. I believe in gratitude. Gratitude is important. You, I believe in really appreciating the things that are in your life as opposed to focusing on what's going wrong, but focusing on what's going right. But he's a writing coach slash therapist. He doesn't know that though, but he is. And then after that, this is the cool part or cooler part. I went out to the barn and got my horse. He actually is really, as I said, he's a once wild horse, so those horses are smaller. He's really a pony, although we call them banker horses because he lived on Shackelford Banks on the southern part of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. So he is not photo he is photogenic. He does not like to be a model. And I wanted a new author photo, thought it would be cool to have one with him in it, like the two of us. I just thought that would just be cool because my other ones are beach books and I have I'm lying on a dock and I have the ocean behind me and I think you can definitely read this book on the beach. It's a beach book, but it's not about the beach. Let's just be clear on that. I can write other things besides being on the beach, but definitely it's a beach book. And I thought it'd just be, since there's a horse in my book, I thought it'd be cool to have an author photo with Triton, my horse. And when I stand next to him, I tower over him because he's a pony. He's a large pony. I would say he's about 14.1 hands high. 14.2 is believe the cutoff for a pony. So he's larger and he's pretty wide barreled. But when I stand next to him, especially when the sun is here and I'm standing here and he's here, and I am trying to be on his left side and I'm uphill and he's downhill, it's even worse. So I have to switch and go to the other side. So yesterday, my daughter, who is a photographer, she's amazing. She took my beach photo, author photo last time, and I called her up last minute. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta turn this in tonight. I can't go to sleep until I have my edits done so they can finish my book cover, and I want a new photograph on it. So she came over and we went to, did the barn thing, and I thought he doesn't like to put his ears up when he's being photographed. Sometimes he's like 24 and he's a little bit crabby. But if you're a horse person, you know that you always want the ears up for a photograph if possible. So I had this bright idea that I would have treats in my pocket and I would just give him one every once in a while. But then he became obsessed with food. He's very food motivated, which I'm understanding is kind of common with some of the Mustangs because maybe they didn't have treats in the wild. They had to search for their food, dig for water. And anyway, he became obsessed and he kept trying to eat my pocket. He was not respecting my personal space, to say the least. But we finally managed to get a few, photographs that should work. And I can't wait to share those with you. I can't wait to share my book cover with you when it's finished. It should be finished in the next couple of days. Like the Kindle version is ready, but the actual book cover, it lays out like this. And you have the back of it and then the front of it. That's how it lays out. So the front of it's done, but the back of it, where the blurb and everything is being worked on at the moment. And as soon as I get it, I will share that with you because I'm really excited. The cover's beautiful. And this story, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about this story, but I got to share this. It really is based on a true story. And the photograph on the front actually is the horse. Oops, that's in the book. That's all I'm going to say. I just totally said too much. Anyway, you saw it here first because you're a loyal coffee break listener, which I appreciate you. Anyway, I'm not going to talk real long today. Like, I really just wanted to share those updates with you. And I hope that you all are staying warm because I hope it's warmer where you are than it is here. I think today, it's 38 now. I'm going to see. Let's see how warm it's supposed to be. It's actually supposed to get up to 61 today. So if coffee break had been scheduled for a later time, I could have done that. 61 I can do. 29 I cannot do. I just like to stay in my sweatshirt and be cozy and drink my chai latte. So anyway, I hope you have an awesome day and I will share news with you as it comes to me, but you will hear it first on my newsletter. So if you're not on my newsletter, go to LoriHayesAuthor.com and right there on the first page, there's a sign up for my newsletter. So make sure you do that, and you'll get to see the cover first. You'll get to hear all the information first. You'll get to read the blurb first. So I hope you do that because I can't wait to share it with you. And anyway, I'm gonna sign off, and next week I hope we can go do the barn thing with my horse. I can't promise he'll have his ears up, but I can promise you that we'll show up together, and I hope the weather holds out and we can record that. I'll probably record that ahead of time so that I can do it in the afternoon when it's warmer, and then I'll just play it on here. But anyway, have a great day. Love y'all.